Hello and welcome, BitMonger family. Monger with you here today. Hope you guys are all doing great. And I am busy today. And I would like to discuss the Japan carry trade. I've seen a lot of discussion happening around. People are fearful of this unwind. And if you're not familiar with the Japan carry trade, I'll discuss it briefly. And then I will go into the analysis that I'm seeing on whether or not this is something that we need to be really concerned about. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we can see here, currently the stock market's neutral. No big deal. Looks like it's just chugging along. But our crypto is at 16, extreme fear. Generally speaking, guys, this isn't investment advice. When we are in extreme fear, that's usually a good time to be nibbling at the market. Now, like I've been talking about, I do suspect that there could be some short-term downturn before we get that Santa rally. So you might want to, nibble a bit, but if it goes down further, nibble a little bit more. And look to exit probably like on the first or second day of, I would say on the first day of trading in January, probably would be a good time to get out of the market. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but based on the data, that looks like to be the way to manage that one. So first of all, let's look at the Japan carry trade. I basically asked, what's your analysis on the Japan carry trade unwinding and how that will impact markets in the short term, and do you think it's already priced in? So it talks about the Japan carry trade. If you guys aren't aware, a lot of people, they borrow money in Japan because they got super low interest rates, and then they use that money to speculate elsewhere in, primarily Wall Street markets and these other things, where they can get an arbitrage, where they can get higher returns outside of that, because they're getting this money for super cheap. And that is now unwinding as Japan increases their interest rates. So this was a big problem about a year ago. And then it also raised its head, I think, in last August. So this has been known to be happening for quite some time now. So in some cases, I feel like it is not that concerning, because this is not a surprise, guys. This has been unwinding, and we've been watching it happen now for, at least a year. So, so I asked, is it already priced in? And it said, partially, but not fully. The December hike is largely anticipated. Markets have repriced, probabilities high, and speculative positioning has adjusted since August 2025. Sources indicate the impending hike is largely priced in, with gradual deleveraging ongoing. So people are slowly deleveraging. Sources indicate that it's already priced in. Early December sell-offs suggest some surprise from BOJ signals, and risk remain in the unwind if the unwind accelerates via sharper yen appreciation or volatility spikes. So that could potentially happen. So this is something that we do need to be keeping an eye on. We can monitor that. But generally speaking, that would be an outlier, right? That would be something that is already, they're already pricing it in. People will be watching it, and they'll probably be trying to manage that if we have some sort of issues there. I'm not going to repeat August systemic shock, as positioning to lose extreme and adjustments are more orderly. So positioning is less extreme and adjustments are more orderly now. So having some sort of systemic shock is a lot less likely. Overall, much of the expected normalization is reflected in current pricing. Example, elevated JGP yields, yen around 154, 155. But surprises in BOJ forward guidance and external triggers, example, U.S. data, Fed path, could spark fresh unwinding pressure. long-term, the shift ends an era of cheap yen liquidity, supporting global assets, potentially leading to higher funding costs and more discerning high-risk taking. Interesting. So, higher costs for funding and more likely for people to be moving on to risk. So, I consider that good if you're in risk assets. And so we'll see. You could have a temporary, because people are really still concerned about this. You see quite a bit of talk about it. So there might be some people that de-risk due to this, but I would say stay fast, and not worry about this, because right now we have nothing to fear but fear itself, right? Hope you're all doing well in Monger on.